You're saying he's taken action to make the world a safer place. You're saying this is to, in a way, defang Iran's nuclear program. Now, Iran claims that their nuclear program was not designed for military use. In fact, there are some reports which suggest that there is no hard evidence that Israel or the United States has that, as you claim, Iran was just weeks away from concretizing their nuclear program. So the question will arise, what now? What has suddenly changed for Operation Rising Lion to start 10 days ago? And what evidence do you have that Iran was weeks away from a nuclear program?
So first of all, it's clear that Iran was lying, because even the IAEA has mentioned 2 weeks ago in a report that Iran was in non-compliance of the safeguards agreement of the NPT. It means that it had undisclosed clandestine activity that it didn't report to the IAEA, and when the IAEA received that information, the Iranians haven't been able to corroborate and to justify this fact. Iran has been enriching uranium to military level without no justification. So the Iranians have been lying, and we, after we saw that we managed to peel Iran's proxies, mainly Hezbollah, which also led to the fall of Assad's regime, we had in our intelligence evidence that there is a clandestine group of criminal scientists that are assembling a weapon. We shared that information with the United States. The United States corroborated that information, and based on that information, we have taken action because we had no choice.
It's interesting you're saying this, because the head of the US intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, a Trump appointee, had actually, before a congressional hearing, said they had no evidence that that Iran was building its nuclear arsenal. This was as early as March this year. So you're saying she was lying, the Iranians were lying, the world wasn't being told the truth.
I'm not saying she was lying. I don't know what she said and when she said. What I know is that we shared this intelligence with the United States government. The United States government had this information, and they backed our action, they supported our action, and we were in sync. We coordinated this activity in order to remove...
You coordinated it, that's important. Yes. Israel and United States coordinated this activity.
Of course, of course. And we've been able, together, to remove this threat because Israel has created the path for our Air Force to remove the air defenses, to hit the nuclear sites. And it has given the freedom for the United States to end this operation by using these bunker busting weapons.
But having used the bunker busting weapons, Mr. Ambassador, why then is Israel saying we still have unfinished work? Why do the missile strikes continue? The belief was, having used the bunker busting weapons on nuclear sites, surely now is the time for a ceasefire.
Well, as I said before, the Iranians have developed two threats. The first was a nuclear one, and the second is the ballistic missile program. Now, we have been able to hit some of their missile ballistic capability, the factories that are producing missiles. We've been going after the launchers. We've been able to hit more than 50% of the launchers. But unfortunately, the Iranians are still firing at Israel with lethal ballistic missiles. They've been able to fire barrages of about 2 dozens of ballistic missiles. And that is much less than what we had in the beginning, but it still constitutes a threat. So our Air Force is taking action right now, as we speak, over Iranian skies to continue neutralizing that threat.